Hi everybody. Right, I haven't put a video together for a while because we've been so flipping busy that I just haven't had the time, and a lot of the stuff that we've done has just been little bits and bobs, bit of coating and stuff like that, nothing with any real sort of meaty content. So we're going to use this Porsche, or this half of a Porsche engine block, to talk about degreasing. Obviously you already know about how we tape things up and protect things and all the rest of it, but degreasing's a big key to making sure that we don't get media trapped in anywhere where it shouldn't, i.e. oil galleries or in the corner of a waterway or something like that. So we always say to people, if you can't degrease it, we'll do it. We've got our methods of doing things. We don't have a big fancy degreasing tank or anything like that. We use a non-corrosive degreasing agent for the reason of aluminium particularly, and magnesium. If you use something that's acidic, it causes problems and it will start to eat into the alley or the mag, and that will give you issues other than media getting stuck in places that it shouldn't. So we use a non-corrosive, it takes a little bit longer, but we use this non-corrosive degreasing agent, and then we jet wash and jet wash and jet wash and flush and flush and flush. And then we dry it off afterwards, and I'll inspect all, what I can see with a torch just to make sure we're where we're at. And then we tape everything up. This will have to be dry blasted and it will have to be wet blasted because it needs to look really, really nice. It's going in a race car. I believe it's a Porsche Boxster. So these guys have sort of lightly degreased this, but it's not where we need it to be, and I'll show you. So that is oily muck, and we can't put that in the dry blasting cabinet or the vapor blasting cabinet, and the pure and simple reason, the dry media will stick to that, and if it goes in an oil gallery, there's not really a lot that we can do to stop that from happening. So if it goes in an oil gallery and there's more neater oil in there, what happens is this stuff, this dry aluminium oxide that we use, that'll stick to oil like shit to a blanket. And then obviously we vapor blast it with this stuff, and it's quite wet at the moment, and you can't really see the texture of it. You might be able to see it on my thumb. It's very fine ceramic bead. It's rounded media, so it's not abrasive, and that's how we get the half decent finish that we get. And it sticks to things, even stuck to my fingers. You can see that it's not easy to get off, and it just sticks. So we have to make sure that this is completely and utterly degreased within an inch of its life before we even think about blasting it. So I'm gonna take this away, get it degreased and dried, and then I'll make another little video and I'll show you around it so that you can see the difference. But yeah, so this will be how we do things and how we like things to be done. I've brushed over it in the past where other blasting companies, we've just actually done a job for another blasting company because their vapor blasting cabinet's damaged, and he's a great guy, but that's not their area. They've got a vapor blasting cabinet and they do little bits, but they're sort of more of a commercial blasting company, so they do a lot of powder coating on farm machinery and stuff like that, so the need to be careful isn't there. Whereas our sort of area of expertise is more refined, and they're probably engineering companies that watch these videos and think, oh god, I've had stuff vapor blasted before, and you spend hours and hours and hours trying to clean it all out, and then there's always that worry in the back of your mind that something's going to blow up because a bit of rogue media is going to go somewhere where it shouldn't. Like I've said in the past, again, we can't absolutely 100% guarantee that we've got every last bit of media out when we flush something out that we've blasted, which is why we always say to people, please give it a flush out afterwards. Even if you spend a couple of hours jet washing it and drying it out with an airline and then doing it again, it's peace of mind. If you want a nice finish, this is the way to do it. So yeah, in the next cut handful of videos that I'm going to do over the next few days on this project. It'll show you where we're at with it and how we do things. So yeah, hopefully it will give some people some insight and restore a little bit of faith in bigger companies that have had stuff blasted in the past that's not come out exactly as they expect it, or they've had to spend ages cleaning out all of this media. And you know, the need to guarantee their work is quite important. So yeah, all of these videos will be about that. Thank you very much. Right, so now you can see I've degreased it and it's all dry. I've got all of the oily gack off of it. Nothing. So now I can get it taped up. I've already done one side. It's all taped up, that one, ready to go. So I can get on with this one now. And then we can blast it. Both processes, dry and wet. And then we'll flush it out and I'll do another video. Right, so that's the Porsche engine, all dry and wet blasted, degreased. We've taken all the tape off, taken all the bungs out, flushed it, dried it. So now what we'll do with this now is we'll leave this for 24 hours. It's pretty dry because it's quite warm in here, but we'll leave it to air dry overnight and then give it another blowout tomorrow, because I'd rather have the remnants of media in my workshop than in a nice, clean, clinical engine building room. But we'll get what we can out, and then this will go back to the customer and they're instructed to flush it again, either with a jet wash or a hose pipe, or dunking it in a big vat of water and then dry it off again, blow out all the bolt holes again, go down all the oil galleries again. It's just peace of mind. We, you know, like I said in the first video, we can get out what we can get out, but understandably in this environment you're gonna get some media flying around in here from other jobs. So, you know, a little bit of peace of mind, and we can't take responsibility for getting every last morsel of media out. Although we do try, it's just really quite hard. So I'll spin this around, but as you can see, it's come out really, really nice. This is the section that I posted up in the first video, and you can, it's so easy to see that it looks much better. But if I spin this round, so this is the gearbox end. This is where the bell housing bolts onto for the gearbox. So this is the back of the engine, or in a Porsche Boxster, technically it's the front of the engine. Well, no, not really, because that faces that way, because Boxster's a mid-engine. As you can see, it's really, really nice. And then if I spin it around again, this is the top half of the engine. So the engine, it's a flat six, it's called a boxer engine. So this will lay over on that way, so this will be facing upwards. So as you look into the back of the car, that's what you'll see. And as you can see, it's come out really, really nice. But we haven't blasted inside. None of the bores get blasted, because, you know, if we start taking material off of there, you're just gonna have loads and loads of problems. That's why we tape everything up, bung everything up, do the best we can to stop as much media as we can getting inside. It doesn't stop every single bit, but the more we reduce, the easier it is, and the less likely it is to have a rogue piece of media flying around in there. But it's pretty clear to see. I mean, this is going in a race car, so it doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. There's a few, if we were building something like this for a show car, we would spend more time on it, but the budget would probably be bigger. You know, you've got to work to a sort of a capacity that the customer's willing to pay. It looks much nicer than what it did before. And it'll look great once it's all built up, because there's new heads going on this, and I would imagine all of the water pump and all the other bits and pieces that are going on there are all going to be new. So it will look really, really good when it's all built up, and hopefully Harry will send us a video of it all built up, and we'll post this at a later date. But yeah, hope you've enjoyed watching how we do things. I know I go over the same thing over and over again, but it's peace of mind. You know, some people don't watch all of the other videos, they just go onto YouTube or go onto Instagram or Facebook and see this video. So I try and make sure that everybody sees exactly what's happening every single time. And sorry for the people that have watched all the other videos, it's probably getting a bit boring now, but we try and post up a different job every time. I don't want to do the same thing over and over again, but we have done a lot of these Porsche engines. When we were doing bits and pieces for Capricorn, they didn't go quite to this extent. From their side of the fence, it was to get all the crusty oxidation off and oil and dirt, so that when they put them in the tank so that they can replate the liners, it was not going to contaminate their plating fluid. So theirs weren't quite to this sort of standard, but it looks great, and yeah, we're pleased with the results, and I've already sent a video to the customer and he's happy with it as well. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you next time. Thank you.